Yeah, I've been reading through your articles you publish on Medium. I think it's the Lego Group account, and there are a bunch of articles there about serverless, and I found them very interesting because I've also started I'm managing infrastructure for Mosaic Works, and so serverless is interesting because it allows us to have lower maintenance and less costs, particularly for those things that are not as commonly used, those things that we use from time to time or a few times a day that don't
Yeah.
require a server to run uh, a long time. What was the use case in your case? What made serverless attractive?
That you know that the scenario or the use case you mentioned, that is the typical one you hear when we talk about serverless. Okay, because you don't have anything. But in our case, one of the biggest the motivators for us was to move away from managing any of the infrastructure side of things, especially to do with because coming from the on-prem setup and knowing the pain or the struggle getting every release out and making sure everything is up and running and the hours you spend doing all these things once in few weeks or month or whatever. So that was one of the main motivators for us. So we were looking for an approach or a solution where we can be 100% hands free. So that's one of the main reasons serverless attracted was an attraction to us. And for us, because as you can imagine, running an e-commerce shop and having all the services behind the scenes serverless doesn't mean that it's only invoked once in a while and going quiet rest of the time. For us, the traffic comes all the time, and often when we have promotions and special occasions, it's very spiky traffic, and all handled by serverless. So that's the other thing. Then we realize, okay, so with serverless, in such situations, we don't need to worry too much about to provisioning the capacity or setting up the scaling aspects and things like that. So that's how kind of slowly we started to get into serverless, and of course that the speed of development then we noticed because engineers can just focus on getting the features done with the the serverless setup. So that again proved that is so one of the nicest things to have with serverless. Yeah.